firefighters use friction to control how fast they fall. It's fun!
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Brought to you by rubbing. Try rubbing something today.
Almost slipped and fell there. See, it's friction that makes your feet stick to the floor. And it's friction that makes your fingers stick to these buttons. And when we make friction smaller, we can make the door slide open easily in its track. Slide open easily in its track. Yeah. See, friction is the force we feel whenever things are rubbing on each other. It's friction that makes this wooden box sort of stick to this table, so it's hard to push, but then it gets easy when it's rolling on these hard metal rollers. It's friction that lets you stand like this, see? My feet are sticking to the floor. If my feet weren't sticking to the floor so well, I couldn't do this. Phew. Take a look at this. It's our friction ramp of science. And it's a little bit tilted, see? Now up here is a triangular weight. Well, gravity is pulling it straight down, but it's not sliding down the ramp. What's holding it there is the force of friction pushing this way. Now watch what happens when we make the ramp steeper. The weight's the same, but the force between the ramp and the weight gets smaller and smaller. And then it slides downhill. It slides downhill. See, the harder things are rubbing together, the more friction there is. Now watch what happens when I push it back. I'll do it a few times. Now, I've been working pretty hard, but the weight hasn't gone anywhere. What happened to all that energy, all that work I did? Well, if you feel the ramp, it's a little bit warm. Friction turned that work into heat. It happens every time. See, friction is everywhere. Friction is what slows your comb down as you pull it through your hair. Friction is what keeps your bicycle from sliding out from under you as you go around a corner. And friction is what keeps your shoelaces tied. Friction is what holds all knots together, see? Even this one down here.
No, not that one, Bill.
Doggone. Oh, I can do it. Now, friction is a force that's created whenever things rub on each other. Now, take a look at your skin. Feel it. Feels pretty smooth, right? But if you go like this, your fingers get warm. The energy of rubbing is being changed to the energy of heat by friction. Look at your fingerprints up close. See those rough ridges? It's your fingerprints that let you hold on to smooth things or pick up small, slippery things like coins. In fact, the edges of coins have roughness on them too for the same reason you have fingerprints. Isn't that cool?
Oh, I'll get that.
So it's friction and fingerprints that make your fingers get warm when you rub them together. Ah, it's heat, see? Friction is a force you can feel with your feet. That's why a lot of times you wear special shoes. See, on your feet. Shoes, your feet. Ha! 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 When people play sports, a lot of times they wear spikes or cleats on their shoes. And that way, they get more friction with the ground. You see, the spikes or the cleats make the shoes have a very rough bottom. So they stick to the ground better, make it easier to stop or go! Is it safe? See, here's a situation where you don't want too much friction. You want just the right amount. I think it was safe. See, basketball shoes are made of rubber. And rubber has a lot of friction when it's going against hardwood. It's friction that lets you do stuff like this. See, skates slide because they make a layer of liquid water between the metal blade and the ice. So you're really sliding on liquid. It's like a layer of molecule-sized ball bearing. And there's very little friction. So the soles of skis are made slippery so that they'll have less friction when you're on snow or carpet. This is a fire stick. It uses friction to get things hot. We're using this bow with the leather thong to make this dowel spin. The spinning dowel makes friction with a piece of wood. And that friction is hot enough to start a fire. And in a few minutes, I'll have a roaring fire.
Here you go, Bill.
Hey, that's cheating!
All right, suit yourself.
Bowling is all about friction. See, even though the bowling alley is smooth and the bowling ball is smooth, there's still friction. They're still sticking together. You can see it if you push a bowling ball like this. See how it sticks? That's because it's sliding on the floor. But since a bowling ball is round and it's sticking to the floor, when you push it, it starts to roll. It's not sliding, and that lowers the friction. Just imagine bowling with something that wasn't round, something that didn't roll, like a square bowling ball.
Mr. Nye choosing his lucky ball, and here he goes. He really needs this one. Really needs it. Really.
To get something as big and heavy as a train moving, we use friction. See, a friction with the train wheels against the track is how a train gets traction. See? Traction. Coincidence? I don't think so. I mean, you'd think you'd want as little friction as possible between a train wheels and the track so it would go along easily. But you have to have some friction. Otherwise, we couldn't even get the train moving in the first place. The train wheels wouldn't stick to the rails at all. Without the train wheels sticking, there wouldn't be any traction. And, hey,